We're in New Orleans tonight, the city at the heart of the battle over preserving American history and Confederate monuments. New Orleans has the worst murder rate, and even worse than Chicago today, and more shootings per capita than Baltimore, if you can believe it. And Mayor Mitch Landrieu is on a crusade, not necessarily to stop crime, but to hide history.
These monuments celebrate a fictional, sanitized Confederacy, ignoring the death, ignoring the enslavement, ignoring the terror that it actually stood for. And after the Civil War, these monuments were part of that terrorism, as much as burning a cross on someone's lawn. They were erected purposefully to send a strong message to all who walked in the shadows about who was still in charge in this city.
Now, New Orleans took down 4 Confederate statues last May after the city council declared them a public nuisance. There was no vote of the people. Landrieu called the effort a move toward healing. Let's discuss the statues, the mayor's priorities, and what's next with Malcolm Suber, who is a coordinator with the group called Take 'Em Down NOLA, and Thomas Bruno. He's a board member of the Robert E. Lee Monumental Association. All right, Malcolm, let's start with you. So you must be pretty happy that you took down 4 statues. You got Jeff Davis down, Robert E. Lee is down, you got that Liberty Monument down, and Beauregard, General Beauregard, you got him down. So you got 4 statues down, markers down. What next for you?
Well, our name is Take 'Em Down NOLA, and we want to take them all down. There are more than 20 more statues that are dedicated to white supremacy in the city of New Orleans. We have hundreds of streets named and parks named for Confederate and white supremacists. And so we want to wipe the slate clean. And we have challenged the mayor from the very beginning, don't do a half job, let's do the whole job. If you really believe...
Okay, Malcolm, I want to jump in here for a second, because Jackson Square is, that is New Orleans, Jackson Square. Do you say that Jackson Square is not New Orleans?
Used to be the Place d'Or. No, it's not New Orleans.
Okay, do you want Andrew Jackson to be eradicated from New Orleans and the New Orleans understanding? So Jackson's down. Okay, let's move on. Would you like Thomas Jefferson? Anything related to Thomas Jefferson? Thomas Jefferson has to go. George Washington has to go. Okay, who else? Who else is left? I got Is Madison okay? Is James Madison okay with you, or
no? He's not okay.
On the fence about him? He's not okay.
If he was a slave owner, he's not okay.
Okay, so we need to rename Washington, D.C., correct?
Yes, I would do that.
Okay, rename Washington, D.C. Got it.
That's not for me to determine. That's for the people in Washington,
but that's what you want. No, we need to know. We need to know, Malcolm, where you're really coming from. We need to know where you're coming from, and we've just established it. Thank you very much. Let's move on to Thomas. Thomas, time for you to talk now. Hold on, my friend. We got it. White supremacy. We got it. Let's go to Thomas. Thomas, what's your sense on this?
Well, Laura, thank you for having me, first of all. And I would just like to say I love the fact that Malcolm wants to allow Washington, D.C. to vote on the name of the capital. Why didn't he allow us to have a vote in New Orleans on the removal of the monuments? The mayor, the city council decided for themselves on this issue.
Hold on, let him speak, please, Malcolm. Let him speak. Thomas, Malcolm, my friend, you must let the other guests speak. It is rude. Please let Thomas speak. Thank you. Go ahead.
Okay, so Malcolm says that these statues represent white supremacy. I'm not in a position to tell Malcolm what he should think about these statues. These are pieces of art. Folks are free to make their own interpretation of what they mean or don't mean. There are a variety of different ways of looking at these pieces. For him to say that these are this way and that anyone who disagrees with that is wrong, to me, is absurd. These are pieces of art. They're created in a manner in which there are multiplicity of ways of looking at them. And when historians look at these pieces of art, they have a variety of different ways of interpreting them. When I've been around these pieces of art all of my life, and it never occurred to me for 1 second that they were symbols of white supremacy. In fact, Mitch Landrieu himself said, when Winton challenged him to take down those statues, Mitch said, "What are you talking about, Winton? I don't know what you mean, but these statues mean white supremacy." The reason that Mitch did not understand it is because a lot of folks in this city do not see the statues that way.
Okay, let's go back to Malcolm. Malcolm,
a lot of folks.
Malcolm, hold on. Malcolm, I had
whether or not these things are offensive to black people, and when these statues were put up, black people were not even
until the last
consulted.
I don't know what 2 or 3 years. And I've come to New Orleans on and off for the last 20 years. Until the last about 2 years, I hadn't heard anyone talk about the statues in Charlottesville, in New Orleans, in New York, and I hadn't heard anyone until mostly outside agitators came in and said, guess what? History has to be eradicated. We have to rename every federal building. We have to completely change history and context, and we have to get rid of it all.
Laura,
until the last couple of years, had never heard it.
This is the fundamental problem, because what's happening in our city is that one group of people is deciding for everyone else how we should think about a piece of art. This is, to me, the most frightening occurrence of this whole thing.
With black people when these things were put up, and they put them up without any input whatsoever from the black community. And now that we have reached the majority, it is up to us to decide what.
Then Malcolm, you're right. Malcolm, I completely agree. Malcolm, you're not going to believe this, but I agree with you. It's up to the people to decide. And if the people decide they want to remove the monuments, that's the will of the people. Don't ram it through at night and remove the statues and put them in a place. We don't even know where those statues are. As far as I can tell, we don't even know where those statues are. Is that right, Thomas? We don't know what's going to happen. One of the things that is so shocking about the whole process is that the city council and the mayor never had any plan in place for what would happen to the monuments. No, they didn't care. Oh, they didn't care. But we're all against the white supremacy, but we're all for history as well. Malcolm and Thomas, we'll have you back, have you on radio. Both of you are great. Thank you so much.